Did Muhammad consummate the marriage at 9?
Did
he consummate the marriage at 9?
Does 9 automatically necessitate a child?
Yes. Did he consummate the marriage at 9?
You still haven't proven that.
Oh my goodness. What? In this debate, Mike Jones doesn't just win. He exposes what happens when you replace the teachings of Christ with the teachings of Muhammad. You'll see the shocking lengths that people will go to defend the indefensible. If we lose our Christian foundations, this is the worldview that will control your children's future. Let's watch.
Islam is allowing this. You guys are kind of defending it, which I'm shocked. It's child marriage. We should just reject everyone out here should be outright, yes, child marriage is wrong. It should be abolished around the world.
We literally agree. We literally, before we began, we clarified that Islam, we don't believe there's something known as child marriage. Right? We already clarified that.
So, but I said child under the age of 18. Do you agree a child is under the age of 18?
No,
right. Again.
That's subjective.
Okay. You don't think child marriage should be outlawed?
Real quick.
Notice how they said, we agree child marriage is wrong, but we just don't agree on what a child is. It's like, that's the fundamental issue.
But hold on, you switched it because a second ago you said that someone who's an adult is someone that completed puberty and that could have between 15 and 17. Now all of a sudden you're saying under 18. So I'm very confused on which time you want to...
Let me clarify.
Let me finish. Now, regarding Islam, our stance is very simple. Islam is going to be dependent upon the circumstances of the individuals. Meaning, if it was the case that at a specific point in time, it wouldn't entail physical or mental harm, and someone would have been post-pubescent and fully mature, then the marriage can be done, right? However, if it is going to entail, such as today, and this is the people according to Peter D. Glockman, when he mentioned this, if it is going to entail harm today, meaning that people can attain pubescence, but they don't attain monarchy, right? It is going to be the case that today would entail harm, therefore would not be allowed Islamically. It's very simple. Now, regarding your point regarding how, we know that there's humans around the world that have justified bad things happening in society. Well, the thing is, we're talking about a universal aspect, meaning that all humans, everyone who's critiquing Muhammad, none of them recognize this something that's inherently abhorrent.
Well, hold up. I gotta address, you've been going for a while. Let me address all these points. Finish up. You get 20 seconds.
Paul is the one that appeals to natural law. Obviously, we know that when it comes to natural law, when it comes to knowing these things that are known by disposition, they are known prior to revelation. Right? So if it is the case that they're known prior to revelation, we would expect at least someone to make that critique.
Okay, now I'm going to respond.
Do you notice that what he's saying there? He's saying to you that nobody in the ancient world criticized Muhammad for his marriage to Aisha. So that must mean that they approved it. And who are you to come along and say that his marriage was sinful and disgusting? Who are you to say that? And it's like, wow, that appeal to ignorance is crazy. Even if nobody said anything, does that mean they approved of it? Even if we don't have any writings, even if you're not aware of any writings, does that mean nobody said anything? But it's also a lie, because there are people before the 19th century, as Muslims always try and claim, who did explicitly say that Muhammad's marriage to Aisha was sinful. Juan Andres was a Muslim who left Islam and became a Catholic priest. And he literally said Muhammad's marriage to Aisha is worse than murder, that he's an excessively lustful man. Wow.
You've talked for a while. I'm going to go on for a couple minutes here. So first of all, not everyone around the world had access to the Hadith. Okay, there's a problem here. It's not like we had a big global community and all voted, I think Muhammad was bad. This happened in 1857. No, it did not happen. So this is, you're appealing to something that just did not happen. So let's go back to me trying to tell you what a child is here. Let's start with this, because we need to get over this, okay? So we know puberty is complete between the ages of 15 or 17. We can't, as a society, constantly be going around checking hip development, Tanner stage 5 development. That is impractical. So we just assign adulthood to the age of 18. That's still far better than 9. That's the problem right there. Now, if you want to talk to what ancient people did, we can talk about that. So Michael Satlow, talking about the ancient Jews in Palestine, said they were marrying on girls on average between the ages of mid-teens to early 20s. Amram Troper says late teens to early 20s. Brent Shaw in the Roman Empire, he says late teens to early 20s. So does Keith Hopkins. Then you get to the Middle Ages. Kim Phillips in her book Medieval Maiden says again, yeah, that's the thing. So it was not a normal practice to be marrying a 6-year-old, let alone. This is evil, and if Muhammad is the pattern of conduct, that's setting a bad example. That's going to lead to all sorts of harm, as it has around the world. UNICEF reports high levels of child marriage in North Africa, in the Middle East. This is horrible. Beautiful. We are torturing these girls.
The topic is, right, Christianity versus Islam, which one's better for society? Mm-hmm. So what he's saying to you in regards to Paul appealing to natural law, etc., that's going to be the criteria that we're going by here, right? We're going by Christianity versus Islam. Islam itself doesn't give a particular age, it gives a criteria. Christianity
and I say that's bad.
1 second.
I say that's bad.
Christianity also does this.
Because it can be abused, as it has been abused, as it is being abused today. That's literally the point.
Same thing. It doesn't give a particular age.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think you appeal sometimes to Ezekiel 16. There's also the passage in 1 Corinthians 7, right? Neither of those two gives an age. They only give a physical or, yeah. So
let me address that. Let me address that.
I'm not
Okay, finish up. I want to address the passages you brought up.
Okay. So I'm not appealing to the passages in particular, by the way. But my point being is that in you saying there's a particular age that we have to go by, etc. Well, that age is not something that's going to hold up in regards to society for every single society. As he quoted for you from Peter D. Gluckman's paper, menarche and mental maturity is something which used to be in line at some point, and now what we find is a fluctuation between the two of them, whereby in today's society, we don't find them being the same. They're going to be vastly different.
Right.
Go ahead.
Let me know in the comments if you think that age could ever be 6 or 9. Even if it's not specifically stated in the Bible, can it ever be 6 or 9? This is the problem with sin. Sin always makes us say, how far can I go before I go too far? How young is too young, for example? When our hearts are surrendered to Christ, we don't ask how close to the edge can I get before I fall off the cliff. We say, what's closest to the heart of God? What's closest to the heart of Jesus? This is the kind of society we should want to live in, not that one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
hold on. Let me address her, then we'll go to you. So so on this whole issue. So yes, I agree that it doesn't set an age, but Ezekiel 16 says that you cannot. The age for love making does not happen until after she has basically completed puberty. The breasts are fully formed, her hair is fully grown. She has to
Which
complete it.
translation is
Hold
this
on, let me finish. Let me
Right.
finish. So that's the issue right there. But again, at the end of the day, we're talking about the effects of society. Christian societies are outlawing this. We don't see 9-year-olds getting married in America. We don't see it happening in Europe. This is bad. But you guys over here are saying, yes, it's perfectly fine to take a girl to...
We
should be okay with
we already
that.
said that we shouldn't do that because of these studies that we've shown you, and you're not responding to them
Yeah,
for some odd reason.
Just
Can you have
No,
sex?
nobody should be having intercourse with someone who's 9 years old because
So
that
then
would-
Muhammad was a sinner.
no, it doesn't
insofar
follow.
as today.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't
No, it
follow.
doesn't.
You know why it doesn't follow? Because at that point, it didn't entail harm.
Yes, it did.
Okay, and I'm giving you a reason why it didn't.
Yes, it did.
Can you address that? According to Peter D. Gluckman,
Yeah, what's the name of the paper?
development.
Evolution, development, and the
yeah.
timing of puberty.
Exactly, beautiful. And he makes the conclusion in his graph that there was a point when menarche and pubescence were in correlation. That is no longer the case.
No, you're confusing. You're confusing the chart. The chart is age of menarche and social cycle development.
Exactly.
That's the point, though.
Were they matching at some point?
What was that? Yeah, they were.
Are they
Yeah.
matching? Are they matching today?
No, they're not. No, but that's not the point.
Thank
the
you.
point is that the green on the chart, what you're pulling up there, the green shows when age of menarche happened. And at that time, they're saying, well, the girls didn't need that much education at that time to develop. So they could be more implemented in society quicker. But now we have more education because it's better for them. Thank good for the West promoting more education. Amen to
And
that.
Islam.
So
And
that's
Islam,
that. So let's go on to that. So, but that's the problem. Age of menarche did not happen according to that paper at 9. There is no possible
That's
world. Hold on,
irrelevant.
let me
That's
finish.
literally
Let me
a straw
finish.
man.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
There is no possible way that Aisha could have reached puberty, could have had her first period at 9, according to the paper you cited, because that shows it had to happen after the age of 10, and that was at least 1% only.
Baby.
So what inspiring philosophy is showing is that age of monarchy, when girl starts her period, and her ability to integrate into society, that time has increased because now you have higher education requirements to integrate into society as an adult. Whereas beforehand, the gap might have been smaller. What the Muslims cannot demonstrate is that there was ever a time when somebody was aged 9 where it would have been appropriate for them to be seen as an adult. That's what they cannot prove. All they're showing is that our current understanding of age has varied at times. And when we consider someone an adult, has varied. But can they prove? Have you seen them? Let me know in the comments. Have you seen them demonstrate that a child could be considered an adult? And that's important because what is marriage meant to be? Genesis 2:24 tells us a man leaves his mother and father and joins to his wife. He leaves his mother and father. So you have adults who are leaving their parents' homes to form a union. That requires mature adults. Do you think Aisha fit that criteria? Do you think Muhammad even cared about that, given that he already had 7 wives by that time?
Hold on. So you agreed with me earlier when I first asked you in regards to somebody getting pregnant, they would have to have their period first, right?
Yes, and Aisha couldn't.
Okay. But I gave you an example. You said it's an impossibility. Is it logically impossible?
Is it logically impossible for what?
for somebody to not have their period before 9 or at 9?
No, wait, hold on. What are you saying? This doesn't
You
doesn't
said
follow what I
it's
was saying.
impossible for her to have had her period by then, correct?
Biologically, yes.
Okay, and I gave you an example of today.
Today,
Modern
yes.
Yeah, modern day, a girl who's at the age of 5 had her period and she was pregnant as well.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible.
So basically what you're saying is there was this crazy genetic
She's not
fluke.
the only- no, it's
Hold
not
on,
the
hold on.
only thing.
The
I'm giving you
reason
an
why that can
example
happen
by
today
name.
is because, according to the paper you cited,
Right.
nutrition has gotten better. And if nutrition gets better, that means the age of menarche starts to lower. But in the time of Muhammad, it wasn't. It was higher.
Really?
So yeah, that's
not
what
what
the
all
chart
the
that's what the
studies
chart
say.
says.
Sorry,
Study says more than that, though.
One second,
No, that's what the
guys.
chart
I'm sorry,
says.
I'm
That's
sorry.
what the
Real
chart
quick,
says.
good.
Yeah, so Imam al-Shafi'i, okay, he's somebody who comes after Muhammad, peace be upon him. He speaks about the individuals of his time period,
Right.
as well as Aisha radiallahu anha, by the way, but this is afterwards. So Imam al-Shafi'i, rahimahullah, he speaks about the people that come after in his time period, okay, and he says that he has observed with his own eyes where an individual who was 9 years old, okay, she gave birth to one child, and then her child
Where's it
gave
say
birth.
that?
Yeah, this
What
is in
source?
his books.
What's the source?
It's a risala.
So it's an Islamic
Risala.
source.
He's a historian.
He's observing
because
it.
he's someone that's contemporary to that time and he's making an observation.
So according to you, so again, I said this was an external critique. I'm
oh my
saying that if that was
Does that mean we're
can't
talking about
happen.
historical
we're talking about
references?
historical
You've studied
dates.
now two sources that contradict each other. The paper, Evolution, Development, and the Timing of Puberty, shows that could not have happened.
No, it
But then
doesn't-
you
it doesn't-
said,
wait, where does
but
it say that
according
it
to our
could-
Islamic
wait,
sources,
where does it say that could not
hold
happen?
up. According to
that's
Islamic
what it
sources,
does. You say that.
it did
It says
happen.
literally they can have earlier
Therefore,
menarches.
you just said Islam contradicts reality. Thank you.
So real quick, you're making a few blunders. First of all, the study never says it couldn't have happened because the study, number one, it doesn't account for the specific sample within Middle Eastern countries, that's number one, and it doesn't account for anomalies, that's number two. Number three, Imam al-Shafi'i in Risala, he does mention this, and he's someone that's contemporary to
So
that
let's
time.
go on that. Anomalies. We're talking about which is better. Anomalies.
real
So
quick,
if an anomaly happens, it's okay to have sex with them?
Okay, can you let me finish? Again,
And that's a good question. Let's even say somebody, a child at age 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, reached menarche, they started having their periods, and they're physically ready to have children. Does that mean that you should take them as your wife? That question is still, like, that's really the fundamental question. The question isn't just about, they're putting all of this on the physical readiness of the girl, of the child, when the question really is about what's our responsibility towards children? What is our responsibility towards children, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually? That's what they're not addressing.
It's okay to have sex with
let
them.
me finish. So, no, you shouldn't do that. I already clarified.
Whoa, okay, good,
So,
good,
so,
good.
so
Keep going.
let me finish. So again, we know in the case, according to the study, in the case that someone is pubescent at that time, it wouldn't entail harm. That's by your concession because you said
No, I didn't.
You see that because you said that it's not possible for Aisha to have been pubescent. If it was the case, then according to you and the conclusion they made from the study, then it would follow indeed, right?
You're taking what I said out of context.
No.
No, let me clarify.
So let me learn.
I did not say I said there was no. I was talking about prepubescent. Aisha was prepubescent.
I disagree- we
according to the
disagree with
paper.
that.
Yeah, we
So at that
disagree.
point,
By
but
her
in
own
terms of
words, she
harm,
says that she wasn't.
when I was talking about harm, I mentioned physical and mental harm as well.
Beautiful.
Spiritual.
It doesn't matter. You're having teen, a
Doesn't matter.
preteen, anything. It's going to be harmful to them. We should reject this. Sex with anyone under 18 should be outlawed.
Is that according to
Islam says it's
Christianity?
okay.
Is that
That's
according
Can we
evil.
make like a final point and move to like
Hold on, hold
a
on.
second
I
point?
just want to know, is that according to Christianity or is that according to
I get it. Ezekiel 16,
modern,
yes.
modern secular
According to
society?
Ezekiel 16.
Ezekiel 16
What
doesn't give you a
translation?
number. It
'Cause,
doesn't say
yeah,
18.
it
just
says
gives
entered
you-
puberty in the
Wait.
NIV. And
No.
Yeah, and it gives you,
Let me
it
read
gives
it.
you, hold on, it gives
I
you
gotta read it
certain
then.
indications of
Hold on,
pubescence,
let me
which
read
we
it.
also don't disagree with, right?
Let me read it.
Pubic hair, the growing of breasts, etc. Those are also indications that we have as well. So that doesn't contradict Islam.
So
I don't know about you, but for me, it's something really disturbing seeing a woman in particular defending this practice. It's almost like she's having to override all of her maternal instincts in order to justify this vile man.
when does puberty complete?
yeah, again, it completes when the
Can we-
individual goes
let's-
through all of
let's
these
allow-
When does puberty
Yeah,
complete?
Let's have to get a word in as well.
So when puberty completes between the ages of 15 or 17.
Is
So
that
it
the
says
case
here in
everywhere?
Ezekiel 16 when he's talking about the girl, he says, "Okay, I made you flourish like a plant of the field."
Wait, so 15
and
is
you
okay,
grew up. Hold
okay?
up, you go, man, calm down. It's
Go ahead.
okay. So
Go ahead.
I'm just reading. And you grew up and became tall and arrived at full adornment. Your breasts were formed, and your hair had grown, yet you were naked and bare. When I passed by you again, I saw you, and behold, you were at the age of lovemaking. So when the breasts are formed, when she is fully formed, then is the age for lovemaking. So according to this principle of Christianity that we get from the Bible, no, you have to wait till she is finished. That's the age of lovemaking. Meanwhile, in Islam, you're saying, no, it can happen before that. That's bad, that's harmful. The studies all show this. Do you deny that the studies don't show child marriage is harmful?
No, I agree with that. We already gone.
You
this.
agree that? Okay, great.
On the Islam,
Great.
wait,
Holy
real quick.
straw man.
It's the going to Muhammad did an evil thing part that they can't concede. Everything else they're cool with. That's the part they're struggling with.
And on the Islam, anything that's harmful is going to be impermissible. Now, let's get...
I think we've already established from the Islamic perspective that there is no such thing as having intimacy with a prepubescent.
You have not.
We have.
No,
we
you-
have. But
Did Muhammad consummate the marriage at 9?
That's not.
Did he consummate the marriage at 9?
Does 9 automatically necessitate a child?
Yes. Did he
No,
consummate the
it
marriage at 9?
doesn't. You still haven't proven that.
Wow. So the burden of proof. Wow, the burden of proof is on you to prove that a 9-year-old is a child. It's not on Muhammad to prove that she was an adult. The burden of proof is on you to prove that she was a child. Could you see how easy that creates opportunities for abuse? Jesus said, "You will know them by their fruit." Now, this is not the only crazy story about Muhammad that Muslims have tried to hide, but to see another one of them be exposed, check out the video on your screen. I'll see you there. Peace and blessings.